Welcome back to my series of interviews that I'm doing with Airsoft celebrities. Today I've got Caleb Tucker here from Caleb Tucker Airsoft. Welcome, Caleb.
Glad to actually be on here finally.
Might as well jump right into the questions right away. And the first one's a real simple one. How did you get started in Airsoft?
Actually, that is a good one because I actually started as a movie prop master using airsoft replicas, and then I had a bunch of friends that actually played, convinced me to come down to the field one time, and me being me, I like being behind the scenes, not up front, and I kind of just went out one time and got addicted to it and been doing it almost 3 years now.
That's awesome, man. Have you been doing the stuff like working with the airsoft guns in the movie props a long time or just a little bit?
That has been on and off about 3 or 4 years now as well. I've actually been in the movie industry since like high school area, just doing like background stuff and fun things like that.
That's cool. I like that, man. So right now I know you got a lot of them now, but what is your primary replica and loadout that you're using right now?
Well, I like to switch it up. I have fun with my gameplays because I run ghillie suits. I always have different varieties from winter to summer to late fall. I run anywhere between my gas blowback KWA, a new secret unboxing coming soon on a certain replica that I will be using with my brown suit that was purchased from this guy named Keeper. I don't know who that guy is or anything. I just bought $5,000 worth of airsoft replicas. And then I run an LCT AK as well. Well, as my go-to, I have an SRS and my Navrich SSX 23. Little fun things like that.
How many sniper rifles do you actually have now?
That's a good question. I think I have 9.
And that's not counting your AK, anything, any AGs. No, that's just all sniper rifles.
I have now 4 SVDs. 3 of them are gas blowback. 1 is non-functioning that I got for parts from a friend. I have the Well MBO8. Let me think. SRS, which is by far my favorite. I got 2 of the Navrich snipers. I got 1 from you, the 24,
yeah,
and then
24.
I 10. Trying to think of what all ones I have now. I got 2 VSRs, 2 another M24 style sniper like Navrich's. It's the Snow Wolf. It's one I actually hand painted. So I may actually have 10. I just can't remember what the other one is offhand.
But is that your go-to pistol for your sniper rigs? That just that one?
Yes, and then when I decide to do the more speed style with the KWAs and stuff, I have my Glock 18C with 3 extended mags that I run, since it does have that full auto fun switch.
One question. I want to know this. How does an average pistol perform in the cold weather like we have now?
To be honest, I have never had an issue other than feeding issues, which I actually internally upgraded it a little bit more than what it comes stock. But I haven't really had any issues with like my green gas leaking or anything because I switched to propane during winter, like during gameplays, so I don't have to worry about the pressure leaking out like green gas, and it actually holds in the mag better during the cold.
What's the coldest you've had it out, temperature-wise?
I want to say almost 10 degrees right now as of so far, but with this season, ice, snow, negative weather, I have my first game back coming in March around my birthday, so.
And I know you've got a ton of different ghillie suits, but like your normal camo, if you wouldn't be wearing a ghillie suit, what would that be?
It would be the woodland camo, the M81 style for the most part, but I do like the, what is it called? The Russian. the
It's not
basic.
Cat Pat. I know what you're talking about. I don't know
It's
the
like
name.
green one that you can get. I just can't remember. Did Digiflora or something like that? Digital Flora or something? I believe is
I
what it
know there's
is.
one that's like Flecktarn, but that's not the same.
No, that I think that one's the German base, isn't it?
That might be it.
That's what I used during the World War II style events. I used that because vintage German colors are kind of harder to get a hold of.
Got ya. Well, that actually, we skipped over a question which you covered the camo, but this is another question. I'll just get right in here. How and why did you get into the current role you're doing, like being a sniper?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a primary sniper because I like to add variety to my gameplay. I don't want to be labeled as just another ghillie guy trying to be like Kicking Mustang, blah blah blah. Kicking Mustang is one of my biggest inspirations, even though there is a lot of drama that comes with the sniper roles, such as overshooting people, headshots, blah blah blah, which we'll get into that later, I'm sure. But
Always, yeah.
The ghillie suit stuff is just what I like to do because I don't want to be running across the field and be the first one shot. I like to play the lazy guy play style where I can sit in a bush and let people come to me. And
that's
it
the
makes
way.
for like if you was to walk by and I was in a bush and I just say, "Are you going to surrender or am I going to shoot you in the leg?" And then people don't see you and then they like get that jump scare. That's what I love about my ghillie suits. That surprise, like especially if you run like HPA snipers, which I have. People get a little scared when you pop out of a bush and then they're like, "Where did that come from?" Or a KWA gas blowback going off out of the middle of the tree line when you're running by. That would scare you a little bit. So
sounds about right.
I definitely like that play style of being able to like just hide somewhere and see if people can find me. I've had people step on me because they couldn't see me. There's a couple videos from another milsim I did where one dude literally almost steps on me and was like, "Are you Kicking Mustang?" As a joke, but it was a good moment.
Which brings me to the next part, which is it's a good segue for what do you think about playing this time of the year with the snow and the cold?
Normally I never used to play like during snow because the camos I would run, I've only had a green and brown ghillie suit. Well, green and brown kind of don't work well with snow.
Yeah, that's
As
right.
in recent live streams and other videos, I now have a winter ghillie suit, which if I can reach it, I will pull that out real fast. Give me just a sec. So
No problem.
I'll just pull out a clava to make it easy. So now I can just magically appear in snow and still hold my ghillie roll of being up in a tree line hide. I got the full suit that goes with it. And then I've got sent some other cool things that I can run underneath as masking to try to blend in a little bit. But this will be my first year ever playing snow games.
And your goggles with black, they would like break up with the white too.
Yeah. And what I do with my goggles, it's actually a fun story. I take laundry bags like the cheap ones from Walmart, and I actually cover them with the mesh, and I will paint it before I put it on my lenses because I run JT paintball mask. I always have. I like having my face fully protected. Nothing can hit my ears. I can run my X fog in the back, no fog whatsoever. So it kind of works well. And then you can even do it with like the sniper vel material and stuff like that. I just happen to look up and see it sitting there. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Not too many people know about JT Airsoft. They were really big in paintball when I was doing it like years and years ago. So
I personally would recommend anybody that's new to Airsoft getting a JT paintball mask of any kind or even just the goggles. Because simple fact is I've taken headshots myself from close range to an overpowered sniper rifle hitting those lenses, and I've never been harmed in any way. Like they have saved my eyeballs more than once.
Ear shots are the worst too.
Yeah, and that JT paintball mask, it's got that cover that comes around.
Yeah,
And
mine
I've been
does too.
full and everything else before I started using JT, and it's not fun.
Yeah, you got that. Now this one, I asked this because all the guys I interviewed before you are within my area. You know, they're like an hour away, hour and a half away. This one is going to be subjective because you're in Ohio. Uh, your favorite field and why?
Well, that's a hard one because my favorite field actually just closed because they're relocating hopefully soon. Issues with the property kind of made them close because the landowner decided to sell it out from under them when they were renting it first. But my favorite field was called Dayton Battlegrounds, and it was ran by G2 Tactical, which is a whole airsoft team. They travel, do mil sims, all that. They kept getting shit on pretty much by other field owners and decided to start their own.
How
So,
far away from you is this field?
it was 45 minutes, but where they're looking to get, probably about 30 minutes away now.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's awesome.
Yeah, because there is none local to me because I live literally in the middle of nowhere. So the closest fields to me are like in between an hour for indoor play, which me personally, I don't like indoor play anymore, but I'm
No, I
going
don't
to.
either.
It's too fast paced and too much drama for me.
True.
Ever since I got outdoors, I've always played outdoors. I used to be that guy that wanted to be all that quick boy, run around, shoot this, and then I'm like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, me too. I have a question about that field. Like, were they leasing the land and it just got taken off them,
Uh,
or what?
Pretty much, it was like just a mutual agreement thing. They were renting the property, and the guy got offered more money by somebody just to sell it to him, and it was kind of like, oh yeah, we're bulldozing your guys' stuff while you're not here, and it was kind of like that. They, like I said, they took a hard hit and was shit on, and then they had new property that the city council knows another field owner that's local, and they kind of he has his way with the council and knows them very well. So that didn't go as planned either. So now they're looking at another location. Hopefully it happens
I
because they're
know
great.
two fields in my area, one before COVID and one just recently. They leased land and lost it because the owner actually said we're going to put up housing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. He has this huge paintball field with like 75 acres, and I'm thinking, what about all the paintball stuff and all the barricades and all this other stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, just going away.
It's rough when you see a field close. Like you see it set up this perfect. Like it was this old factory that we was using, and they had the outbuildings, but G2 came in and built other obstacles and everything else. And it was like every weekend something would be knocked down because the area wasn't the greatest, of course. And it had a lot of homeless, a lot of drug users in the area. And they would come in and vandalize it when nobody was there through the week because it was only weekends. And the layout of it was just amazing. But then the property owner just come in and started taking down brush and everything else. That's why, like, in my last gameplay and then this one, the field looks totally different because they just kind of got screwed.
Is this new location going to be land they own, or are they going to be
Yeah,
leasing again? They're going to
no,
own it.
they're 100% own. I think they learned their lesson on that one. So I'm
Good.
hoping for the best. I'm not going to say negative things about them because they have done an amazing job at rebuilding the community locally that was being destroyed by one certain field that I will not disclose
Okay.
for my safety and theirs, so then it doesn't cause a conflict.
Got you on that one. That actually brings into the next question. What's the max distance you'll travel for an event and or open play?
Oh, that's a good one because that was last year. It was no, it was actually, yeah. I want to say it was last year. I went to an event called Shattered Union. It is 3 hours and 5 minutes away. And it was cold and you could camp and everything. And we got there, it was like a misty cold rain. It was like 19 degrees. And I have only one video from there, and there was no action whatsoever because of my batteries just not able to handle the
Was
cold.
that in Ohio or was that in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania?
That was actually close to the border, uh, Pennsylvania and Ohio. It was like an hour away from the border, maybe a little
Got it.
less. I don't know how familiar you are with like Ohio or anything like that, but we was in like uh Coshocton or something like that. I can't remember how they pronounce it.
Conshohocken.
That one. So you know.
Actually, I actually played an event in Roseville, Ohio. I don't know if you know where Roseville is. That's right over the border. About 10, 15, 20 minutes. We played at a prison there. So, like.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, it was. So, you know, if you go like north or south or the opposite direction, west from yours, is there any places close?
No, everything literally, like I said, is in between an hour to 3, 4, 5 hours to even play in Ohio. Like there's several indoor fields, but there's like Sector 7, that's like 4 hours away from me. That's up Cleveland, and that's just a drive. So
it's funny, most of the video interviews I did, the max they were saying is 2.5, 3 hours. That's it. They won't go any farther. And, you know, there are a lot of places around us if you go south, but they're all like 3.5, 4 hours away if you want to go to them.
Yeah. See, as long as there's like hotels or something like decent around where I don't have to go play, or if they have campgrounds or something close, that's fine. But if it's like I'm driving 4 hours to play for 5 to 6 hours of play, and then I got to drive all the way home, there ain't no way. There's no way.
See, I want to come out to Ohio this summer to your neck of the woods. So you're going to take me to an airsoft field when I come out.
Okay. But I got to make you run as the enemy team, though, so I can get a headshot on the keeper.
That's okay. Everybody else likes to shoot me, too, so.
I just got to say I did it, just because then I can post that video and be like, ha, this was your gun and you got headshot by it.
That's about right. Hey, you won't be the first one to shoot me with my own guns. This is a good one, too, and this'll like segue into what you were talking about, the fields. What turned you off when you're playing at an airsoft field? You know, it could be from the past, a current field, whatever.
Just fields in general. I'm very picky at where I play. Like, there's new fields trying to open. If you don't have enough marshals or refs, whatever you want to be called, and there's always drama happening, you allow cheaters. It's hard for me as a content creator to make non-cheater videos, as you've seen on the short. Unfortunately, it's just something that you can't help unless the field stops it. And that's my biggest turnoff in it, is the drama, like in airsoft. There's always some kind of drama between teams, players. It's like if Kicking Mustang was to come here, he would probably be banned from every field because of the rep he has over there. Like, everybody's against these ghillie suits, headshots. Like, if you don't want to be shot in the head, don't peek a corner.
My opinion is on that, this is a game where you get shot in the head, and that's why they make helmets, full face protection, balaclavas, all this stuff. The equipment is there so you don't get shot in the face. So if you choose not to wear it and you wear just little Oakleys, and no helmet and no face protection, you get shot in the face, don't cry about it.
And
that's my opinion.
I like to do, like, if all you're going to do is give me your head through a little hole this big, I'm going to take that shot. And if you don't have the proper equipment, that's not my fault. Don't peek that window.
Well, this is a good one. there's a game coming up that like I can't do. It's a 12-hour game and it's at night. So one of the rule sets for a sniper is if they're in a building, they have to have their weapon protruding out the window, which boggles my mind because I've been in a building and sat back from the window, shooting out the window, so I'm in the darkness. So I just don't understand the rule set where you have to have the weapon breaking the windowsill. It says that it's sticking out.
Well, that could be part of the blind fire rule. They don't want you to like overshoot somebody that you can't see, I guess would be the logic in that. But me personally, I think that would be a bullshit rule to have because if I'm going to play airsoft, even not as a ghillie, I would not want my gun exposed to show where I'm shooting you from. I'm trying to get the best angle on you I can. So if I have to be back here like this to take my shot instead of up here, I'm going to be leaning back in that dark corner and be like, ha, you don't know where I'm at yet.
I said to my buddy, just don't go in the friggin' building. Stay outside and shoot everybody in the buildings. I said, you won't have a problem.
And see, that's the logical thing, too. Tell your friend that is going to find a good spot to dig in around that building because once they get taken out, they'll come right back for it. Anytime there's a structure involved in airsoft players will swarm to it like it's an objective to capture that building, even though it's not, unless it is. They'll just keep coming for it, and you'll get streaks all day long.
Shooting fish in a barrel, like they say.
Yeah, exactly. Just let them keep coming back to you because you know they will.
I like that. Now, knock yourself out on this one. I've had people like give me one story. I've had people like go for like 20 minutes on about stories. Your funniest story you have while playing airsoft?
Oh, there's many. Every time somebody gives me a gun to try on the field, whether it be a $10 Springer Airsoft or a $1,000 HPA, I have a tendency to always trip and fall over absolutely nothing. I don't know if you remember seeing it, the Juggernaut video. That was the first time I ran that HPA sniper, and guess what? I fell on my face.
Face plant.
So, yeah, I really fell trying to get to the Juggernaut. I took off running, jumped over a wall, and just could not regain my balance. And I'm like, this is why I do not run in airsoft anymore. This is why I like to be a ghillie guy, because you give me a gun, tell me to run, it doesn't work out. I'm falling over nothing. Like my knees just would not strain back up enough to get there. And I was so close to that Juggernaut, and I just laid there and kept playing. People were like, "Ooh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm good. Just go away. I'm in a ghillie suit laying in the grass. Just let me do my thing. I'm fine."
I like that.
So those are my best stories, like best moments. And then it's like the other thing is just the ghillie suits, like people just walking by not knowing you're there, and you'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they're like, and I'm like, and they're like, "Oh shit, I didn't see you." I'm like, that's the point. Those are the fun stories.
There's a story from one of the guys that I'm trying to get to interview. He's a big guy too. He's like 6'6",
Ugh.
and he hides incredible as a sniper. And a story is, and I didn't see this, but a story goes that he's laying in the brush, and the guy walked next to him, and instead of shooting him with the pistol, he reached out and grabbed the guy's ankle. And the guy screamed. He screamed like a girl, I was told.
Yeah, there's I actually have plenty of footage that I haven't made a full video of. I want to make sure there's enough. I'm going to do a montage of me scaring players. Not only just in the bushes, but one of my good friends, his name's Matt. I actually got him to come out and play airsoft. Now he's addicted. He was at the field that closed, unfortunately, and I was sitting back in the brush, and he didn't even see me at first until I shot that sniper. And he's like, oh, I didn't see you. I'm like, that's the whole point of what I'm doing. And it's just like, I've taught myself, I'm not military trained or anything like that, but it's just like one of those things. I know how to control my breathing, so I'm not sitting there while I'm trying to shoot. And then I just control it. I pick my strategic move on who I'm going to shoot first. And it's like, if I didn't think things through, I'd be shot every time. It's like, I don't shoot the first person I see, but I may take out the third one that's hanging back. So then he gets eliminated and thinks his team thinks he's getting shot from behind. So they all go looking, trying to revive him, and I can take them out. It's
Sounds
just
good.
all about choosing. And that's what I like to do. That's why I like the ghillie play. Everybody's like, all you do is just lay around and just snipe people. No, there's more to it than that. You got to strategically decide when you're going to cock your bolt so then you don't cause too much motion to give your spot away. You got to pick your targets because you can't shoot everything that moves because that's just going to give you away. And it's just like one of those things where I've been called out from dead players, which you're not supposed to talk if you're dead. That's another pet peeve.
I always found that when I'm sniping, if I get somebody, they're always like, "Oh, there he is." I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing? Point me out. Come on."
Yeah. That's the pet peeve I have of that. Like, just don't do it. Don't be that guy. Like, you could be any other guy, just not that one. I'd rather you just call your head and just hold your dead rag up so I don't do it again. And just don't say where I'm at. Because I've had that happen in several of my videos. I just cut it because, like I said, I don't like posting cheater content. I don't want to be known as Caleb Tucker Airsoft just posts cheater videos. I don't want to do that. But
yeah, that's a big thing that everybody likes to do, especially the indoor stuff too. So
yeah, and that's why I only watch a handful of YouTube channels anymore, because once a channel goes to just strictly cheating videos, it loses my interest. I'd rather see you unbox a toy gun that cost you more than your car. Like that's fine. I'd rather watch you do that instead of posting the same guy that's cheating 30 times that has been to the same field. Like, we've seen this already.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's hurting our sport. But it's like, when I posted, all I said is I hate players like this. I'm not like, oh, another cheater video. So
All it is for ratings. That's all.
yeah, exactly. And me, if my channel never blows up to like some of these other numbers, like you know C7 Viper, I'm sure. I don't know if you've seen his videos, how he blew up. And several others have blown up, and I'm still sitting at the low number, and I'm like, I don't know if I even want that, because then I got people in my inbox all day. Hey, can I have a free gun? Hey, can I have this? It's like, why do I work for the things I have when you just want a handout?
Well, I get that still too. That people
I'm
say,
sure.
"Yeah, are you giving away guns? I'll take one." I'm not giving away stuff.
No, and it's like, if my subscribers see this video, I put these on YouTube, right? And if my subscribers see this video, do not just message him and say, "What are you selling?" Give him some conversation, people. Not just, "What are you selling?" Like, if you message me that, I'll probably block you. But just say.
I know, like on Facebook, I've got two like message requests of people that have no images in their of their who they are.
Yeah.
And they're asking me, like, one guy asking, like, "What do you got to sell?" I'm like, "That's, I don't even see a video. I don't even see an image of your face. I don't know who the hell I'm talking to." And the other one, it says, "Where's your list of stuff to sell?" And I'm like, "Hello." That's what I did. I sent back a message, "Hello."
Like, yeah, just address people like human instead of just wanting their stuff. Like, every time we talk, I'll be like, "Hey, by the way, here's an update. Hey, by the way, here's this. Go get this." And then he was like, "Hey, I had a big cup of coffee." And I'm like, "Hey, let me take my wife to work, and then we could do this today." Because we got a bad snowstorm coming over the next couple of days. I don't know if your weather has showed.
It'll come out our way, too. You get it, and then 2 days later, we got it.
Well, you guys got it worse than we did the first time. But this time, where I'm located is a tenth of ice first after a bunch of rain. So it's going to be double. And then 8 to 12 inches of snow, maybe more.
Well, we might luck out because they said that the warm front that we're in right now, it was 36 degrees today. It's supposed to be 45 tomorrow. It's pushing that north, so it's going to go right above my house,
Yep.
the way I'm thinking.
And that's what the track shows too. It's like going up towards Maine instead of going through Pennsylvania. Like your west coast of Pennsylvania, like what is it? Pittsburgh area.
Pittsburgh will get hammered. And
Yeah,
most of like the upper north, what they call the northern tier, that's the northern counties of Pennsylvania, they'll get hammered too. So
yep. And then it looks like it's going to miss you by a little bit. So that's a good.
They're saying a dusting to rain to a dusting. They said it might be more rain than actual snow. But you know what? Like my dad always used to say, when it starts and it ends, you'll know what you got. So.
Yep, exactly, because you never know.
So the last question, and then we're going to do some more stuff too, just for the bullshit. How long do you think you'll be playing Airsoft? How long do you think you're going to be playing Airsoft?
Either A, until my knee gives out, or Fields don't step up their games. Because after playing at the local one, I've seen where some fields are messing up and then where some fields could improve versus what I want to see. Like, I can play Airsoft every day if I really put the time into it. But at the same time, I would be playing at places where they allow some guy to just full auto you for no reason just because he got eliminated or something. And I don't play that kind of Airsoft. Like, I'm in it for the fun. I'm not in it for fame, money, or anything like that. If my channel blows up, like I told you, cool. But I'll still be making content probably when my knee even gives out. I'll be sitting at a table unboxing stuff.
You know they can replace them now, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how good they are. I've had close calls with my knee, and like when I fell, at the time I was okay, but like the next 3 days, it was the worst pain I had in my life. Like, I thought I was done with Airsoft for a while, but luckily I held up and went and played the next weekend. Same field.
I ever tell you about my knee?
The bad wipeout.
The shattered knee into the bone shattered and drove into the kneecap?
No, I didn't know about that one.
That was 2017. And like it's still going.
So, you even said after you took that fall and broke your gun that your knee was like done for a while.
Now, like today, running a snowblower, I didn't wear. I usually grab the one knee pad I have has support on it. I put that on. I'm good, but I wasn't running that today, so now my knee's a little sore tonight. And I am trying to get better at it, running a treadmill and all that other stuff. But that's neither here nor there. One of the things I want to ask you, and this is just something I want to know: are you on a team, or are you just running yourself?
I can play on teams. I've had several offers. Unfortunately, I like the solo missions. When I show up at Milsims as a solo player, it makes it nice because I can get tasked with things that don't need a group. If they need Overwatch for a team to come in and take an airplane or take a building, I can be that guy that's up in the tree line just waiting on the enemy to come in while we plant a bomb somewhere or something like that. I try to avoid teams because the teams that I have looked into locally have had their drama moments, and then it's just like loose rules. You can do whatever you want. You got to have this. You got to be able to do this. And it's like, okay, I can do all that by myself and not have the drama. So why would I want to sign up for this?
Have you ever thought about starting your own team? Just curious.
To be honest, no. It's more so just I like the solo part, like the Lone Ranger kind of thing. Like, if everybody on my team was dead and I have to run around and stop my mission to go revive teammates and everything else, that kind of dampens what I'm doing. I'm more of the action-packed. I got to stay busy. Like, if somebody gets tagged by me, I'll obviously revive them. You see it in videos. But if I'm like way back, I'm not going to give away my position to run 30 feet in front of me to try to revive you before the team pushes in. I'm going to take them out while they're pushing. Like,
Well, have you ever thought about maybe like a rifle, like a sniper squad, like a recon unit?
um, thought about it, but there was one that, like I said, that this is one of the things. With snipers, everybody becomes arrogant for some reason. I don't understand what it is about snipers, but it's like every time you meet another sniper, it's like, oh, well, what are you running? Oh, well, I put this in mine. Mine's better than yours, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, we'll see who outperforms who on the field. My stock SRS versus your $1,000 VSR. Go ahead. And the one I got from you, that VSR, puts some of the boys away. Like, they're like, how did you get that
Good.
much range? I'm running under 1 joule and I'm out shooting them, and it's great.
One of the things that I was going to ask you about now on your HPA sniper rifle, what regulator are you using with that?
Um, I think it's the basic amp one, honestly.
So it's an SLP rig.
I think so.
What you might want to look into, and I'll send you a link so you have it, is the Wolverine high pressure rig.
Okay.
This way you can tweak your rifle up to shoot a little bit hotter than what an SLP rig will give you. That's just for, that even though it's in the video, I like, what the hell? It's just something good for you to have.
Yeah, and then another thing that I like to do, since some snipers get bad reps, I run under the FPS limits. I run under the joule limits at the field for a reason. So people can't say, oh, I'm shooting too hot. I lock my tank. So I can't adjust it for any reason whatsoever. I even do it with my gas blowback rifles I take to the field. I'll run under. I'll take my spring out of my Novrich and lower it so I can run under or about 1 joule so I don't have an MAD all the time.
Well, that's why you want to play the game. You don't want to hurt people. That's what,
exactly. Not you from me to my phone right now with a 500 FPS friggin' sniper rifle, because I don't want to hurt you. I want you to stay in the game so then you keep coming back wanting to play. And then
right.
I'll even team up with other YouTubers and be like, okay, well, let's do this. How about if I shoot you, you send me the footage, and if you get me, I'll send you the footage. And then we can do collaborations. I don't care if you have 10 subscribers or 100,000. If you get footage of you killing me, I want to see it, because I want to see if I give you a thumbs up or if I'm mad about it because I blew my own position.
That's good. I like that. I think we got through all the questions. And is there anything you want to talk about? Because I know, you've been buying a lot of my stuff off me. And if you want to talk about any upcoming videos, we could throw that in here. That's not a problem.
Well, let me sneak off screen to grab something. I gotta show it on this video. Okay, so I went a little extreme with an airsoft purchase. And I seen it and I couldn't help but to get it because it was shown at SHOT Show, and then coincidentally I was looking on a site. I'm going to actually turn my brightness up for this because it's just so beautiful. I got a gold-plated airsoft replica.
I saw that one. That is so cool.
The Rhino. It's a Chiappa Rhino 60DS, so it's a 357 Magnum limited edition, one of 1,500 that are gold-plated. And as you can see, I can blind the camera with it.
Now that has a hop-up too, right? You can adjust?
Yes, it does have everything adjustable, and it is under 1 joule. It's at 0.99 joules.
Oh, that's nice.
If I wanted to be that guy and come to an airsoft game, I could run this as a sidearm and just be like, I eliminated 6 players with a gold revolver, and just clickbait it. But I'm not going to do that. I really don't want to use it, but at the same time, I'm like, why did I get this if I'm not going to use it? But it's like something I got from you that's going to be unboxed that is now my new fall/early spring loadout, which I don't want to spoil it, but it is a Polar Star. It's being used, and it has a similar paint job to a bazooka I bought from you, if that gives you the hint.
Yep.
It is
Yep.
my primary for my brown gilly because it blends so well. And if people pay real close attention to my shorts, there is a sneak peek of it on my channel before the unboxing. Just a hint.
Saw that one.
Yeah, you did. You was the first one to notice. Somebody thought it was an AK PP-19 with the 9mm mags, and I was like, no, that's not what that is. But yeah, that's now my new primary for that because I actually took it outside, put some 3.2s in it just to see how it performs so I didn't overdo the hop up. Precision is all I can say.
The only thing I noticed because of the Polar Star engine and the TM style hop up on that, and this is for anybody that actually has one like that, with the Polar Star in it, if you shoot a bunch of semis, sometimes it'll vibrate the hop up back.
Yep, just a little bit because I did a few 5-round bursts on this one. And it adjusted. It didn't tweak it too much, but with the heavier BBs, it was really hard to notice.
What I did for the one game, I had it set for 3.0s, and I actually took tape around it and black taped around it so the hop up stayed right where it is. It was a little, like redneck fixing, but I mean, the hop up stayed for the whole day like that.
Hey, as long as it stayed, that's all that matters. But I did notice that as well. Like I tried with 3.0s and it would vibrate like after probably about 15, 20 shots, it would vibrate just enough to pitch it a little more, but it actually isn't terrible.
Yeah.
So it's totally fine. I can't wait till people see the newest unboxing. I will say one of my Polar Stars because the unboxing is going to be priceless because I had to add memes in it. I stuttered, so I made myself. Fun fact about my channel, my videos that people don't know, I get nervous a lot, like during podcasts, and I'll either ramble like I'm doing now, or I will develop a stutter out of nowhere. And I could not say water bottle, pouch. And 2 of the videos from the extra rigs you've sent.
Yeah.
And I stuttered for like 3 minutes saying waddle bottle, waddle bottle. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. I just kept it in the video because people need to know, like, I can have fun on my channel too. Yeah, I have stricter things happen to my channel than most people realize. That's why my views have dropped. People think monetization is the greatest thing on YouTube. It is not. You can easily just show an airsoft replica and then it be limited and your reach gets dropped way down. Like they don't put it on the algorithm whatsoever. Like one of my best videos is now demonetized and it had 13,000 views as a short. And it was my Airsoft Sniper collection. Then they demonetized it and my views just stopped. I'm like, really?
That's horrible.
And I don't make really any money. I made $137 since January of last year on YouTube monetization.
And people think that like you're making tons of money. I guess maybe if you have millions of views, you do.
Yeah. And what happens with mine, everything that I make from my channel goes back into it. It's like, okay, I hit this goal. This is my goal for this year. I want 5K. I'm giving away a Navrich SSX with the suppressor, the case, and everything else. And I'm just going to give that to a subscriber. Like, I don't care. It's not about making money to me on YouTube. It's about showing the community, like, the cool stuff with it. People that wanted to see a PPSH Polar Star. Yes, I have one. And it's amazing. The rate of fire on that is great. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things that I try to do back to the community.
Well, after Sunday, you'll probably be getting another box sent to you that you can do an unboxing with.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this and see what the new thing that I'm looking at, that the guy's coming Sunday. And the ironic thing is, he's coming over to deliver it to me. And I said, I'll take you out to lunch for delivering it. No, that's okay. So he's delivering it for the same price. And I'm like, that is
That
awesome.
it really is, and that's the part of the airsoft community that people don't get to see. It's like the one video I posted it as a short. My friend Austin loved the ghillie suits and everything else, but he didn't have one. Well, he did tech work for me on one of my guns, so I was like, you know what? I got this extra heavy, like stringy yarn based ghillie that I don't use, but he wanted the gun wrap. So what I do, I took him the whole ghillie suit.
That was
I'm like,
awesome. I saw that.
it's like $100 ghillie suit, but guess what? I'm not using it. So what is it doing sitting in my closet when somebody else wants one of these? Here you go. Like, I'm not per se a dick, but I can be. But if you're in my inbox just asking for free stuff constantly, like, when's the next giveaway? What are you doing for this? Like, okay, when I announce it, that's when it will be. Like,
Jeez.
it's that
People
simple.
always
Like,
do that too. They'll be sending all kind of when's the new free stuff? Free stuff, free stuff.
yeah, it's like, okay, so I one giveaway for my 2K, which the winner was contacted, and they actually have requested that I send it to one of their friends that are wanting to get into airsoft as a surprise. So I did not announce the winner because technically the winner gave it away.
Yeah.
I sent the prize to said person. If they see this video eventually, cool. If not, hope you enjoy whatever you got in your mystery box, and hopefully it helps you get into airsoft.
The ironic thing is, I actually won a pistol from Trifecta Airsoft just on a lark. I won it, and I gave it to my sniper buddy who didn't have a good pistol.
And people
it's the best way to do it. Felt great, you know.
And a lot of my unboxings, like the early ones, I'll get EVIC open box deals all the time.
Okay.
I've done that since the beginning. I bought boneyards. That's my Glock 18C is a boneyard. It arrived and said full auto didn't work. I played with the selector switch for like 3 minutes and it was full auto again. A pin was just loose. And I just tightened it up and it was good to go. I'm like, really? But it is what it is. That was a win. I've gotten some scuzzy ones that were trash bound, but they're fixed. But I get the boneyards and fix them up, and I make sure that they fully function, stay functioning, and I'll take them to the field and find these rental kids.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, look, if you get a kill on me today, I'll give you something. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then I'll purposely like see the kid and I'll move around in a bush or something, let them get their shot. And then afterwards, I don't film it because once again, I don't want to be known for trying to kiss ass with giving things away to grow my channel. Like, I don't want that either. The filming with the ghillie suit, though, that one was planned. And I did that because I wanted to genuinely see how he reacted. So
that was a good video, though.
Get shot, and then I'll take them back to like the staging area, and I'll come up and just hand them a box. And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can have that." And they're like, "You don't want anything for it?" No, just take it. It's got a high cap mag in there. There's a battery in there, and everything works. I said, you plug it in, we'll adjust the hop up for you, and I'll buy you a bottle of BBs.
That's awesome, man.
And that's what the community should be about, instead of, oh, well, you shot me in the face. Well, I don't like the way that you laid on the log or something like that, like the drama stuff. Yeah. It needs to be more positive, and I think because of all the cheater videos, all the heated moment fight videos have made it impossible for our sport to continue to grow in a positive way.
Well, we can try and do our best to like give a positive spin on stuff. Well, we've been rambling a little bit here. I really appreciate you being on, Caleb. I'm going to put a link to, like I said, your YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link to your Instagram. I'm going to put a link to your Facebook, so everybody can get a hold of you and watch your videos and have a good time.
The Facebook, though, I am unfortunately not as active on because of rules and regulations similar to what YouTube has done. Whenever I post an unboxing link or anything, they remove it. So I actually currently no longer use the Facebook platform. So if you want, just do Instagram and YouTube.
Not a problem. Because I'll set up anything you want.
I'm more active on those. You can post it if you want, but it's one of those where I hardly am active on it. So I rather people know.
And you'll have to send me a link to your merch page so I can put that on there too.
Okay, I can do that after we're done. I'll shoot you the link.
All right. Well, it's been a good talking to you, Caleb. I'm going to wrap this up now because it's getting kind of late for me. It's only about a little after 11.
Painful day.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you have a good night. And like I say to everybody all the time, everybody have a good day. We'll see you around, man.
Have a good one.